Hi, this is Julie at Love's Beginning with a message called Seeing Through the Comedy. When you are feeling disturbed, it is because you are seeing things as separate. Seeing things as separate and giving those separate things separate values is a deeply ingrained habit for you. It doesn't make what you are wrong. It doesn't make what anyone else is wrong. Remember always that you and all as you are profoundly right. You always have the ability to turn your gaze to this profound rightness, held equally by all as a gift that will never leave you, and to bask in the radiance of that, this deep acceptance of and love for all without exception. There is a temptation to pick out one of these separate things you seem to see and to declare, "This fragment is the reason I am upset." See through this comedy. Catch yourself in the act of picking up a shard of perception and making a claim about it. Whenever you are making a claim about a shard of perception, there is fear behind it. Expose the fear and find your willingness to have your perception corrected. When you are identifying egoically, there is an unwillingness to be wrong. You can't be wrong, no one can. What you are can never be wrong. You can, however, be perceiving in a way that is distorted, and you can be addicted to the thought forms that cause this distorted perception, believing that the thoughts give you satisfaction, pleasure, and identity. What you are can never be wrong, but your perception can be wrong. What anyone else is can never be wrong, and you are never able to judge anyone else's perception, mainly because there isn't an anyone else. There's only one of us. When you feel upset, you are allowing ego to place a grid upon wholeness. Let's review. Ego is not real. Ego is an illusion you invented to give yourself the experience of separation perception. Think of ego as a streaming service that you invented. The streaming service sends you false thought. When you are feeling not good, you are accepting as true false thought from the streaming service you invented. This leaves you victim to no one, but within the story you are experiencing, it looks like you all can be victims and can victimize. This is a fantasy. This is where your metaphor of virtual reality is useful. It seems and feels very real, but it is not. Thoughts from sanity, which do not carry disturbance with them, confirm this. Trust your feelings, and you will always know when you are lying to yourself. It is not possible for another to lie to you, because there is only one of us. It's okay if you think of us as multiple beings, as long as you remember that not a single one of us has ever truly left harmony. Harmony is eternal and cannot be disturbed. All else is fantasy, and we come to you as you are attached to your fantasy to show you the way out of it. Remember your ability to say no thank you. When you feel disturbed, it is always because you are believing an egoic thought. Remember the streaming service. You have invited these thoughts to come to you. Simply say no thank you. Now look at what has been behind the distraction of that thought the entire time. Find the thought that was the distraction. Then ask us, show me what has been behind this thought the entire time. Show me what is more real than this thought. We will show you. At no time do you ever have to accept a perception ego sends your way. And when an egoic perception comes your way, remember that you are the inventor. You set it up because you wanted to. The whole thing has been a fantasy for the purpose of having a world seemingly outside of and not controlled by the one of us. Check that off. You did that. You gave yourself the illusory experience, but it could never be real. Now it's time to go home. Every time you are willing to look at what is behind an egoic thought, you are open to the cues that lead you and all home. It is our honor to provide you with these cues today. We are always shining in a perfect reflection of you and all, and our light will guide you because it is your own. Thanks for listening.